chubby chasers in the audience. Thank you guys. So yeah, I do mention the chubby thing because I'm actually currently trying to lose a little bit of weight, you know? There's been a lot of signs in my life, and I realize I can't ignore them any longer. The first sign being is that I can't put on a single pair of pants without doing this. The second sign was when I realized I am now sweating as I eat. And it's already embarrassing having the extra large order of chili fries, but now I'm dripping wet as I have them. The last sign, and probably the most important, was when I realized I can no longer take off my shirt during sex. And it's not because I'm self-conscious. This was an actual request. You know? Man, you know, things are going down. I'm really happy. She says, no, wait a minute. Keep that on. Oh, really? You want me to keep this on? She says, yeah, I really love that color. Yeah. White. Really brings out the old eyes. Something I've noticed as I'm trying to lose weight is that no matter what, whether you ask for it or not, everybody seems to have advice for you. I mean, there is no shortage of weight loss advice.
No carbs.
And the weirdest advice I think I got the entire time was from a friend of mine who's actually in really good shape. And he told me, you know what, it's great that you're losing weight. Because when you lose weight, this guy right here, I thought, well, that's interesting. I never knew that when you lose weight, your penis turns into a slide whistle. Actually, it's pretty cool, you know? Does it have to be a slide whistle, or can it be any musical instrument? Because if that's the case, I want to do the infomercial for P90X, you know? Like, hey, thanks to P90X, I lost 35 pounds. I can now take off my shirt during sex. I can see my feet again. Oh, and here's the best part. Thanks, P90X. I think that would just be so much fun, you know? I want a clown-worn penis. I'm at home, sitting down, watching TV. All of a sudden, a cat comes on my lap, you know, and I'm sitting there just stroking it. And all of a sudden, just for fun, absolutely terrified. That'd be great, you know? It'd be the first time in my life that my penis actually scared a pussy. It's true, you guys. He's not scaring anyone. Hung like a light switch. And it makes for a really bad sex life, let me tell you. I mean, I have a bad sex life, and I blame my parents for this. You know? When I was 12 years old, you know, I'm supposed to take sex ed. And I go home and I tell them, hey, you guys, I'm supposed to take sex ed, just sign this permission slip for me. And the next day I talked to my mom, and she says, well, your dad said he's actually not going to sign the permission slip. He says you need to learn about sex the way that he did. But she never bothered to tell me what that way was. And I think that's really cool when you have a 12-year-old with a really vivid imagination, you know? My dad, he grew up in Mexico, dirt poor, you know? So I'm trying to figure out, how did that man learn about sex? And all I'm thinking is, I have these horrible visuals of my father with all sorts of farm animals. That can't be correct, you know? So I went to someone I trust. I went to my older brother. I said, listen, you know, Mom and Dad said I can't take sex ed. And, you know, what am I supposed to do? Dad said that I'm supposed to learn about it the way that he did. All of a sudden, my brother's face just drops. You know, he got completely serious. He goes, wait a minute, is that what he said? I said, well, yeah, why would that be a bad thing? He said, think about it, man. Dad learned with Mom. You're gonna have to fuck Mom. Well, you better do it or else Dad's gonna get mad. Now, at 12 years old, I'm sorry, there's nothing more terrifying than you're gonna make Dad mad. So you better believe I'm gonna fuck my mom. I thought about this for a little while. And even at 12 years old, I knew this can't be right. This just didn't sound right to me at all. So I went up to my mom and said, Mom, you know, are you sure that's what Dad said? Are you sure Dad said I have to learn the way that he did. And, you know, she sat there and she got really mad. And she said, that's what he said, and that's what you're going to do. And I realized, wait a minute. Is she pissed because I'm questioning her? Or is she pissed because she thinks I don't find her attractive? I was really confused, you know? So that night I'm having a hard time falling asleep, and I just don't know who to turn to. So I said, you know, the next day, tomorrow, I'm just going to go to school, and I'm going to talk to my friends, or maybe I'll talk to a teacher. So that morning, you know, I'm getting ready for school, I'm going to walk over to school, and my brother stops me. And he says, hey, by the way, you better not tell anybody you're going to fuck mom, because that shit's illegal in this country. It is? It's illegal? He said, yeah, you know how white people are. And I don't know why, but at 12 years old, that comment made a lot of sense to me. Like, oh yeah, white people. Somehow Mexican mothers and sons are just fucking each other left and right, you know? Like the kid just gets home from school, hi mom, I'm home. Will you make me a snack and suck my dick? It's not happening, you know? Yeah, that's a boner. But it's not happening. So I'm at school the next day, and finally sex ed class lets out, you know, since I wasn't allowed in. I ran over to my friends and I said, well listen, you guys, what did you learn? You know, you gotta fill me in. And, you know, they actually gave me some really, really good advice, you know, and they actually taught me about sex, which I just felt so relieved afterwards, because what they told me was, you know, that you have the erection, and, you know, for the purpose of this joke, there's the erection, all right? And you have the erection, and it can actually just slip into the vagina. You know, it just slips right in. Now, at 12, I didn't know this. I thought you were supposed to have an erection and just repeatedly slam it into a woman until you break into the vagina, and then you pee. I thought that's how sex works. It's just really confusing to me. So now that I know, I'm thinking, you know what, maybe I can go through with this. Maybe I can fuck my mom. So then I'm thinking, okay, wait, am I just gonna have sex? Am I just gonna go home and we're gonna have sex, or do I have to woo her? You know, 'cause that's probably what Dad did, you know, he wooed her. So I decided, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop at the store after school. I'm gonna buy a dozen roses and a bottle of tequila. You know, because she's a Latin woman and she'll go for that. And I'm just gonna run into the door, Mom, I'm home.